All right, Shalom. Get it set up here. Give me 1 second. All right, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the elect, those that are fighting to endure unto the end, and that are calling on the true names of the Father and the name of the only begotten Son, which is Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. Shalom, all right? And today's topic, today's lesson is good times make weak man. Good times make weak man, all right? And today, little to my knowledge, the whole town is under this vibration from Esau in the form of he's handing out free victuals, okay? He's handing out free victuals in the form of what? Fire detectors or smoke detectors, okay? And what is a victual? A victual is a food or provision, all right? Now we know when we look up that word food, it goes into anything that helps to sustain you, okay? So it doesn't necessarily have to be food as in something you eat, but it can be food in something that, you know, helps provide for you to get your daily bread, okay? Because it's coming a time, well, guess what? We're going to be cut off from this system, all right? And then how are you going to get your food, your victuals, okay? How? You're going to have faith, all right? But you see, these people are unaware because why? They having a good time right now. All right, little bit farther down that way where I usually preach, there's a bounce house where children are jumping up and down, playing, having a good time, getting their faces painted, all under the guidelines or banners of the Red Cross, you know, Society, American Society, or whatever it is called, handing out free smoke detectors for the community. Okay, good times make weak men. And I believe the other side of that is hard times make strong men, okay? So the times we get ready to come into is going to really try us to see exactly who we are, all right? And if you cave in and fall into the ways of the world now, giving free smoke detectors, you know, not actually really seeing what it is behind that, okay? Because, yeah, they're giving out free smoke detectors, and on the surface, it looks good, all right? They're giving you something to have in your house in case a smoke or fire break out. You'll have some way to get out in time and, you know, be alerted. But what else comes along with that? them invading your privacy, coming in your house, looking and seeing what you have, what might not you have, so that they can continue to build upon that and to even establish a rapport amongst you. So when all hell breaks loose, they could come to your house and say, oh, you remember we provided you these victuals and these provisions, and now we have this victual, this provision, which is the ultimate mark of the beast, that microchip, okay? How much more easier is the transition going to be from them building a rapport with you to actually coming in and providing the actual chip, the microchip? It's going to be easy because your guards are going to be let down. Why? Because they gave you free victuals. As it says in 2nd Ezra 16, which we're going to get, victuals will be so good, cheap upon the earth, okay? It don't get no more gooder than cheap, all right? Free. It don't get no more cheaper than free, you know? And Jake, all he got to do is hear free. That's going to disable his antenna, so to speak, and throw all caution away with the wind. Free? I ain't got to pay? Oh, yeah, come on in. They ain't going to just come through the job and leave. They going to talk to you. They going to find out about you. See, it's all about the art of the dance, all right? They dancing with you, man. They using a free victual to get inside and get in good with you. Because why? They know they coming with that beast system, that microchip. And don't be surprised if Red Cross be one of the ones that set up shop and camp to administer that microchip to you, man. Okay? I may take pictures and post it and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Not only are they in the town, but they in the neighborhoods too. All under the guidelines and banners of free smoke detectors. They're building a rapport amongst the people. And don't be surprised if your head councils, your members sold out, okay? Because this is supposed to be a historic town, okay? But guess what? Don't be surprised if they sold out and took the bag, just like certain camps and certain members in those camps, so-called, Israel United in Christ, so-called, because why? We all know his name is in Christ, man, but what? They switch up the doctrine to have a more friendly doctrine. And not just that camp or congregation, but others as well, okay? Who turned and switched up from calling on the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, to God or Christ or Jesus, so on and so forth. Don't be surprised if your favorite camps or congregations or leaders of those camps and congregations be the main ones that's doing all this community outreach programs, building up a rapport with you and look just like you to further what? Disarm you to get what? To get the ultimate victual or provision, which is that mark of the beast, that microchip, that charagma, okay? So today's lesson is good times make weak men, okay? And see, the people right now, they having a good time, all right? Out there taking their children on the bounce houses, jumping around, playing, getting free smoke detectors, probably getting free hot dogs and hamburgers and getting their face painted. It's a good time. Trump done temporarily paused the terrorists for 90 days. So he's really allowing the people to have their last hoorah, kind of, per se. He's allowing them to have their last hoorah before shit starts to hit the fan and turn up, man. All right? And when things start to turn up, that's when we're going to see who's strong and who's weak, okay? Because hard times is going to make strong men, all right? The men of the Lord, the elect, are going to come through that, all right? But you other fake pastors, prophets, y'all going to be exposed, man. Okay, for what? Weak men that didn't believe in the truth, all right? So let me double check and make sure that I have feed going on right now. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second while I check the feed. Make sure we up and running. Okay. Then we're going to open up in Joel. Okay, it says we live, all right? So let's go ahead and open up with Joel chapter 2, and let's read that. This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. It titles, The Coming Day of Yahweh. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion. So that's what you see in the watchman do. We're blowing the trumpet to let the people know, hey, Yahweh is getting ready to send his only begotten son, Yahushua. He's coming, man. And before Yahushua comes, there's going to be hard times on this earth, all right? So get your houses, your body, your temple, your mind in order, all right? Or else you're going to be taken by it, all right? You're going to be perplexed. When you see Yahushua come, hey, men's hearts are going to be failing them for the things that's getting ready to come. All right? Good times make weak men. You see, everybody's a prophet or a preacher when everything's going good, but we'll see what happens when this society, when the fabric of this society starts to unravel. All right? We're going to see. Okay? So everybody is playing the role now of a strong man, because this fabric, this society hasn't started to unravel, but it's coming undone slowly but surely. All right? Trump put that pause on the 90-day tariffs and gave you, simple ass people another 90 days to have a little bit fun, man. Making you what? Weaker. All right? So it says, Joel 2 and 1, blow the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. You see? And if you had any inclination of what's coming, you would tremble, you would fear what's getting ready to come to this earth, this land, particularly America. And you would do whatever it was that was asked of you to require to repent, to receive mercy. All right? If you knew what was coming. All right? And we telling you, as the mouthpieces of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, we out here telling you and warning you. Get right, for it's too late. It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. So it's close, man. It's close. And before it comes, you're going to see other signs that tell you, all right, that, hey, it's here. It's getting ready to take off, man. Having cheap victuals is one of the signs, man. Before all hell breaks loose. Having cheap victuals. Victuals is what? Food and provision. Food is what? Let's see what that is. Let's look up that word food. Because you may have the notion or idea that food is just something that you eat. Okay? But let's see what the internet says what food is. Give me 1 second. Let's see if Google want to play right. What is food? It says food is any substance that provides an organism with nutritional support, usually derived from plants, animals, or fungi, usually, but not solely. It contains essential nutrients like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Okay? Now we know here in Babylon, we're going to have to eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles, man. We're not going to have that essential nutrients that we need here in Babylon. Why? Because the food is all jacked up here, man. All right? They give us GMOs. They give us, all type of defiled stuff to eat, man. That ain't fit for its consumption. But guess what? We got to eat it because why? We sinned against the Father, man. So he sent us to a nation of far off, a place of far off, where we will what? Have to eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles, pursuant to Ezekiel 4 and 13. Let's grab that. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4. In verse 13, it reads, and Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles. Okay? Whither I will drive them. Where did he drive us to? From out of our homeland to over here in the uttermost part of the world, America. All right, this is where we eat our food defiled. All right, so not only are our victuals, food that we eat and consume is defiled, but everything that goes along with it. Okay, everything. All right, is defiled here in this land, man. That's why we can't wait for this place to be what? Destroyed. Okay, so Joel 2, we supposed to do what? As watchmen, blow the trumpet. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Blow ye. That means if you've been given the task to be a watchman, one of your primary jobs or positions is to what? Blow the trumpet. Okay? Blow the trumpet. It says, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Who's the holy mountain? Israel, man. The elect. Okay? This is only for the elect, because the elect on this side is the only ones that's going to get it. All right? When they hear this word, it's going to activate them to what? Wake up and take the necessary precautions to do what it is that's required and asked of them to receive salvation. The other 2/3, guess what? They're going to be destroyed, man. All right? They're going to be destroyed. That's their lot. All right? We just got to pray that we are part of the ones that receive what? Salvation and not destruction. It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. Right. All the inhabitants are going to tremble, man. You see, all you Americans is going to feel the pain that's going to come along with these tariffs when they are made mandatory and implemented. All right. Because Trump has to make a move to restore order, per se, to where he looks like he's the man again. All right, because China's making, hey, I'm just gonna say it, fun of them, man. They ain't fearing 145% tariffs, man. They mocking them. Okay, so he's gonna have to do something and come down with that hammer, which is why we believe he's that cruel Lord that's going to what? That's going to bring down that hammer. Okay. Because the other part of 2nd Ezra 16:21 says, victuals shall be so good cheap, and even then shall they think to themselves to be what? In good times. But then the sword, the famine, all of that's going to come, man. See? You out here thinking you having a good time right now. Oh, yeah, my business can keep going on for another 90 days. But all of a sudden, them tariffs don't hit. And tariffs is just a tax put on another country to import their products here to America. And then you have a retaliatory tariff where another country will tax that country for taxing them. And then you have a war, per se, going back and forth. And who feels the brunt of that? The consumer, the people. They have to pay the extra hike that these countries put on other countries. Okay? So you're going to feel it, man. All right, you're going to feel it. You might be having a good time right now because there's no foreseeable, foreseeable pain in the future, or so you believe. Well, once things start to kick in and you feel out and you really start to figure out things, what's going on, it's going to be too late. All right, it's going to be too late. So it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. Right. Hey, not just Israelites, but all the inhabitants of the land is going to tremble. Moabites, Ishmaelites, Edomites, Hamites, all of them are going to tremble. All right, that was the Chinese, the Arabs, the so-called white man, so-called Africans. All the people in the land is going to tremble, man. All right, Jacob's trouble is going to try the whole earth, man. That hour of temptation is going to be that time where, hey, if you ain't right with the Lord, it's going to be shown then. All right, who are my people? Because why? They're going to be taken care of, okay? They're going to have food. They're going to have provisions, and they're not going to have to compromise themselves in order to get it. See, that's the difference between the man of the Lord, an elect man, and just a so-called everyday walking with their head up their ass Jake. They're going to have to take that chip, man. All right? That's why they have no other option, man. Shit's going to be so expensive that you ain't going to be able to eat. You ain't going to be able to sleep, dare I say. You ain't going to be able to do nothing. All right? See, right now, it's presumably I can go to the grocery store, even though a carton of eggs has gone up, it hasn't went up to the point that I can't outright afford it. But when you start having to pay $100 for a loaf of bread, $300 for a what? A slab of ribs, then it's going to dawn on you, damn, how did we get to this point? All right? How did we get to this point? And it was because you didn't prepare. You wasn't ready, you see? But we're blowing the trumpet to tell the people to get themselves together, to get ready. All right, before what? It's too late. All right, and what do our people look? What do our people do? They turn their neck, they turn their head, they scoff, and then when all hell breaks loose, they're gonna be looking for answers and they ain't gonna be able to find it, man. So we blowing the trumpet and telling you, man, get right before it's too late. All right, because right now it's good times, presumably, and it's just making more and more men weak. Oh, my business! I was afraid. I was afraid that these terrorists was going to really hamper my business. But now that Trump has paused it for 90 days, my business can go back to making money. Hey, it's gonna come a time where you gonna have to take that. You gonna have to take that loss, that L, as they say. All right, and we know the only way you're gonna stay afloat is if you take that chip. He causes all, both small and great. So if you got a small business, you got a great business. Whatever it is you have, in order to keep afloat, you're gonna have to take that microchip, man. All right? That's just the way of how things are gonna be done in this new world, this new age that we get ready to go into, digital currency, man. All right? That's just the way it's going to be done. So if you don't see it, that's because the Lord isn't dealing with you. He blinded you, all right? He blinded you, okay? And the only way you can wake up out of that is if he opened your eyes to see it before it's too late, okay? So it says, verse 2, a day of darkness, Joel 2:2, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people. Right, this is going into the missiles, all right, the ICBMs, okay. But before then, there's going to be perplexity on the earth, man. All right, people not knowing what's going on, okay. People trying to find out, hey, why are things the way they are? Why are these prices so high? Why are we paying so much for this? Why can't I? No, it's gonna be too late, man. All right? It's gonna be evident in that day who's the man of the Lord. Because through all that adversity, the men of the Lord are gonna come through on the other side, as it says in Zechariah. I will pull the third through the fire. Okay? The 1/3 speaking here in America is going to come through the fire. Not only through Jacob's trouble, but also through the thermonuclear missiles. They're going to come through the fire. Why? Because they're going to be beamed up into the chariots, the so-called UFOs, man. All right? So hard times make strong men. Good times make weak men. All right? And the people are having a blast right now. I'm just speaking here in this little town that I'm here prophesying in right now. Okay, they are having a good time, taking their little ones over there, bouncing up and down on the bounce house. But you see, they'll take that and use that. But I was in that same position. I was in that same spot. Couldn't get nobody to come out there and look, listen, or anything. Now that same spot that I was at, they got cars all the way in the back of the field, cars all the way to the front of the field. You can't even park over there. There's no way to park. I had to come further down this way. But that same spot that's vacant for all those many times I was out there is filled to the brim. All the way down that way, all the way up this way. Even in that empty parking lot back there, you can't even park back there. Showing you, man, these people are ready for the picking, man. Esau's gonna come in and make easy work of them. If they could come out and use a NGO, which is a non-government organization, such as Red Cross, which only comes out in major disasters, what is that telling you? They're gonna be one of the main catalysts to help usher or bring in this microchip, man. They're gonna set up the shop the same way they're doing right now, especially in these so-called black neighborhoods. They're gonna set up the same shop they setting up now and have the people come up there to get the microchip. And they're gonna have individuals that look just like me and you, so-called black people, doing it. What do they got walking through the neighborhoods, knocking on the people's doors? Free smoke detector. They have someone that looks like you and me, a black person. They wouldn't have those same people go into a gated community full of so-called Edomite, so-called white people, Edomites, and have them. Matter of fact, they wouldn't even take a free smoke detector to a gated community. See, you got to know your audience. The black people, the so-called black people, like free things, man. So what do? They come with a free smoke detector. And on the surface, it looks like they're helping you. You got a free smoke detector in case fire break out. They can't use that same play in a gated community, man. They got to come with something totally different. All right? And the people can't see it, man. The people can't see a play when it's being ran right in front of them, man. All right? Red Cross, free tickets, donate blood. When have they ever did anything without having or asking for something in return? It's no difference. You giving them access to your living quarters and you're building a rapport with them. Okay? It's all going to make sense when all hell breaks loose. Why they coming into neighborhoods? Why they giving you free entertainment? It's all going to make sense. They're building a rapport. They're trying to disarm you for having your quote unquote spidey senses up. Because intrinsically, we know, hey, something's foreign, it don't look right, it don't sound right, stay away from it. But when you say free, hey, all our senses is taken out, man. Free this, free that. Man, hey, where's that? Hey, where's that? I'm there. That's just the nature of Jake, man. And Esau is that cunning hunter. He knows this, man. Okay? He knows through what? His statistics, his stats, all these analytics he does his homework thoroughly, man. He knows a community that needs this and needs that. But in the same sense, how can we get close to them? All right? They want to get inside your house. They want to get inside and make friends with you. But as the old vampire movies go, a vampire, you can't enter into your house unless you what? Invite them in. Look at the old Dracula movies. He can't come inside a person's house unless they say, come in. And Esau can't outright come into your house unless you invite him in. So he used subtlety. Here's a free smoke detector. You know? But hey, the elect isn't falling for it. That's why what? They just gonna have to send the troops in, man. You know, hey, they didn't fall. Damn, they didn't open the door for us and let us come into their house. So it says what? When the enemy should come in like a flood, they gonna come in. Hey, forget it, man. They didn't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. We're just gonna send the troops, the martial law troops in, kick in doors and take the people out, man. You see? But it says, when the enemy should come in like a flood, a standard of the Lord shall be raised. All right? That's the elect. Elect man is going to be given that spiritual power in that time. See, they're going to come in, try to take some of us off, cart us off to these detention centers, these FEMA centers. They're going to kick in the door and try to take some of us. For whatever reason, they're going to manufacture reasons to come after those of us in the truth, man. As it says in 2 Ezra, I believe 16, they're going to be spoiling those that fear the Lord. Okay? That's speaking of Israel, but particularly the elect. They really looking to destroy the elect. So guess what? They're going to hit us with some trumped up charges. These men right here has been found in conduct of treason against our country. Put a warrant out for their arrest. What's their last known address? Go in there, kick down the door, and take them out. You see, they just got to come out for a fight with it, and just come and get us, man. And when they do, the Spirit of the Lord is going to lift up a standard, man. That's when you're going to see Isaiah kick into prophecy, where it says that standard is going to be what? Receiving spiritual-like powers, man. All right? That's when I believe it's in Psalms where it says, "Teach my hands to fight as though a bow of steel." We're gonna be giving spiritual powers, man. We're gonna be putting these damn whoever it is that come up against us to fight, man. What? One man is gonna take on 1,000, man. It's gonna be on and popping in that time, man. All right, but they're setting the stage right now. They're introducing these NGOs, these non-government organizations, into these poverty-stricken communities, man. All right? See, for the longest, I was down there preaching when one soul was willing to come out, get along 2 or 3 and listen, but now there's hundreds of people down there. All right? But it's all good, man, because we're not out here to placate to the masses. We're out here to wake up the elect, man. It's the elect that's going to receive this information and run with it, as it says in Habakkuk 2. Run with it. You see? Oh, yes, that makes sense. Oh, that's the name of the Father, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahushua. Why were we giving the names Jesus then? It's to deceive the mass, because along with that name Jesus comes a false image, a likeness, everything that goes with that. We tearing down the strongholds, okay? We telling you his name in the Hebrew is Yahushua, the Paleo Hebrew, all right? That's the name you got to call on, not Jesus, not Christ, not any other name, okay? We giving the people their heritage back, their culture. We telling them who they are, man. Building them up for the time to come, okay? Hard times make strong men, and good times make weak men, okay? So guess what? If we don't do it, it's going to be on our heads. Here it is. We have this information pertinent to Israel's salvation, and we keeping it to ourselves because what? The thought of fear, the thought of it not being true. I just did a lesson in 2 Corinthians 1 and verse 20 that everything in Yahushua is yea and not yea and nay. It's all yea, okay? So here it is. We got to come out here and prophesy to the people, man, okay? Whether they hear or forbear. Let me see if I can. mean, you really can't see, but there's a lot of people down there. There's a lot of people. That little section over there where I used to be at, that whole field down back of the field is filled with cars, man. All you got to do is say, Jay, it's free. But we tell you, this truth is free, man. This truth is free. But that doesn't draw the numbers that something in this world would draw that is being free. Why? Because our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. Because thou hast rejected me, I also will reject thee. I will make you no king, man. Our people don't know a good thing for them, man. So what do? They turn to the ways of this world, man. Free food, free entertainment, free this, free that. All right, but this truth they don't want, man. Because why? It requires them to look in the mirror at themselves. Okay? And our people are a bunch of hypocrites, man. All right? They don't want to shout, not my Jesus, and see what it was actually required of you to walk after who you call Jesus and be a true disciple, a true what you call so-called Christian. They don't want that. It requires a change that they're not willing to accept. You see? As it says, not too many men are called, man. For many are called, but few are chosen. All right? Roughly paraphrasing it, okay? But know ye, brethren, that not too many men are called. I forgot how that saying going. Let me see if I can get that. Give me 1 second. One second. First Corinthians 26. Hey, we got to use this internet while it's still here, man. All right, we got to. This is what it was given to us for, not to make mockery of it, not to go out and make a podcast. This internet, this unicorn, was given to us to what? Edify, man. Okay? So it says 1 Corinthians 1:26, for ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. Okay? So this thing isn't for everybody. Although our people see it and know about it, they don't want to accept it because why? It's not for everybody. It's only for the elect. You see your calling, brethren. You see what we're supposed to be doing. Blowing the trumpet. Okay? You got wise men that know what we saying is true. You got noble men. You got all walks of life that come into this and hear this and know it's true, but they don't want to what? Accept it because why? They got too many things tied up into this world, man. They got a podcast. They got this. They got that. They got a clothing brand. You even got those in the truth that's using this truth to make merchandise, to make money off of, okay? So you really got to pray that the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, sends you what? Pastors according to his heart, okay? I believe that's Jeremiah 3:13. Let's see. Let me get that. me 1 second. Jeremiah 3 and 15. I was a couple off, all right? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 15. It reads, "And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding." So you got to ask the Lord to send you pastors, preachers, prophets according to his heart. Okay? That's going to feed you with understanding and knowledge, man. That's not going to make merchandise and to make mockery of this truth, man. Because, hey, you got men in this truth, as I stated, that know the truth, but they want to feed their own belly. Okay? Make merchandise, make, money off this truth, man. All right? Good times. Okay? Make what? Weak men. It's good times, man. You can make money hand over fist right now. All right? You can make money hand over fist by what? Playing on the fear of the people, by selling them an inferior product, by all different types of ways, man. So it's good times for fake pastors and preachers and prophets, man. But when hard times come, and they will, we're going to see who's the man of the Lord and who's been pretending all this time. All right? As a matter of fact, let's get that Zechariah 13. This is Zechariah 13 and verse 8. It says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die." That's you weak ass jakes, man. 2/3 of our people gonna be cut off and die. But the third shall be left therein. That's what? Those are the ones that's gonna be tried through that fire, through that adversity, and made strong, man. It says, "And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power." All right? So hard times is coming upon this earth, man, and it's going to make those men that's being called to this truth evident and even more prominent. As it says in Isaiah 13, "I will make a man more precious than gold," man. How is he going to make a man more precious than gold? Because he's going to be dealing with him directly in that time. It's going to be evident who the man of the Lord is, man. It's going to be evident who has it and who been pretending to have it. All right? Hard times make what? Make strong man. Good times do what? Make weak men. All right? It's a good time right now, man. You're free to come and go as you want. There's no lockdowns. Victuals shall be so good, cheap. Free entertainment. But we gonna see, once all hell breaks loose, exactly what's getting ready to come to this earth. We gonna see who it is that the Most High is dealing with, man. All the way up until the time that we get beamed up into the chariots, man. All right, we're gonna find out who the Lord is dealing with and who He is. All right. So let's go to Jeremiah 30. Speaking of hard times, let's read the hard time that's coming. This is Jeremiah 30 and verse, let's start at 5. This is Jeremiah 30 and 5. It reads, "For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." So, hey, there's nothing coming on this earth that's going to be peaceful, man. We getting ready to go into hard times, all right? We're getting ready to come into hard times. And as the saying goes, hard times make what? Strong men. So we're gonna find out who's been called to this truth and who's pretending. Jacob's trouble. Why is it called Jacob's trouble? Because Jacob is going to be delivered out of it. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. If you are the elect, you're going to be delivered up out of that. What's coming to this earth? It says what? First, Jeremiah 30:5. "For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." So we can't sit here and lie to you and tell you that Babylon, America, is going to be made great again. We'll be lying to you if we told you there's good times to come still. All right? America's finished. And we're here to tell you, get your houses in order while you still got time. There's not going to be any amount of smoke detectors that's going to be able to detect and tell you that this place is through. We the ones that's been sitting here to tell you, man. Oh, we giving out free smoke detectors. You ain't gonna know when that fire comes, how to put it out. 911 is gonna be suspended in those times. Matter of fact, terminated. You ain't gonna be able to call no damn police. You ain't gonna be able to call no firefighters. You ain't gonna be able to call nobody. It's gonna be Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, all or nothing. All right? But you see our people, they don't want to take heed right now, man. They want to be out and about having a good time. So hey, by all means necessary, do yourself a favor. Go have a good time. But for those of us that's in the spirit and the house of mourning, that's getting our bodies, our temples, our minds right, we getting ready to prepare ourselves for what's getting ready to come. Jeremiah 30:5. "For thus said Yahweh." So if Yahweh, if the Lord says it, it's going to come to pass, man. It's only a matter of time. That's why we got to be patient, though. We can't lose thought of sight of what's getting ready to come down and say, man, I'm going back into the world. Nah, man, we got to stay hunkered down into this truth, man. All right? We got to stay, as they say, 10 toes down, man. Shit's getting ready to pop off, man. Whether you can see it or not. We out here to tell you that it's getting ready to go down, man. All right? This is the calm before the storm. It looks as if there's nothing going to happen. Everything is normal, is normal, is business as normal. Everything is just another regular Saturday. Cars coming and going, people completing transactions. But it's going to happen suddenly. All hell's going to break loose. Whether it's a blackout, whether it's the markets that crash, whatever it is, man. And then you're going to be scrambling, looking for answers. What up? How? I'm losing. It's going to be too late, man. As it says in Isaiah 33:6, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times." If you don't have this truth, you're going to freak out, man. You're going to freak out when all hell breaks loose. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, man, I'm losing my mind. Red Cross is right there. See, that's when the people are going to be like sheep. They're going to be ushered right on up into taking that microchip. They're going to be, oh, come on. You remember back then when we give y'all free smoke detectors? Well, we're going to give y'all free microchips. We're going to set you up. You just got to take your hand, get a chip, and get food. Stick your hand out, take this little microchip, and we're going to send you on your way with 5,000, whatever the money is called, 5,000, let's just say dollars. We're going to put $5,000 on your chip, and you can go to the store and buy food. What you going to do? You going to take it, And then you're going to think to yourself, well, I can just take it out. But that's when all hell going to break loose. Once your body starts to capitulate and form to that chip, taking that out may cause more harm than what it was before. You take that chip out, now your body is breaking down. Now you got to go back. They got to recalibrate it and scorn you. You know not to take this chip out. We told you the consequences of you taking it out when we implanted it inside of you, and you agreed upon the contract. Well, I just wanted something to eat. Well, that's too late. All right, you took the chip. Now you got to wait to get dipped. All right. So it says Jeremiah 30 and verse 5. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. So do men have children? The answer is no. Man can't have children. So what is Jeremiah seeing? Why is he saying, ask now, doth man travail with child? We're going to find out. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Men don't have children, man. That's women that have children. But hold tight. It says, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins? So Jeremiah seen this image, this vision of man having a man like this, oh, like they about to have a child, man. Oh no, what can bring that? Hard times. My stomach hurt, oh, I can't eat. It's gonna be hard times out here, man. Hard times make weak men. Weak men take that microchip. If you take that microchip, you weak. Point blank, period. If you take that microchip, you're weak. The Lord isn't dealing with you. All right? Jeremiah is saying it and showing you right here. Let's read that again. Jeremiah 30 and 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. So do men have children? No. So why is Jeremiah telling us to ask that question? Because he's going to tell us in the next part. He says what? Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins? For what? Hunger. For what? Everything else that's coming. Fear, trembling. It's all coming, man. This time that we getting ready to go into, it's going to make the strongest man, the man that you thought would never crumble, they're going to crumble. Your athletes, your entertainers, all of them that think they got it together, they're going to be the ones with their hands on their loins, because their wealth isn't going to be able to save them, man. You can't buy food with an outdated system. When the dollar's no longer accepted, what are you going to do? You can't buy food with the dollar no more. Well, how am I going to buy food? I got to take the microchip. I got to take the microchip. And if you take it, that's your ass. So Jeremiah is saying he sees men with their hands on their loins. Quote unquote, so-called strong men. Those that got it together, those that are high in society right now. Your lawyers, your doctors, your entertainers, your athletes, so on and so forth. Guess what? This time that we coming to is going to even break their asses, man. But a man of the Lord, a man of the Lord, an elect man, is going to be faring right through all of this, man. A man of the Lord is going to be, ain't going to miss a beat. Going to be taken care of, going to be fed, going to be, everything is going, and we ain't going to have to compromise ourselves, man. See, that's the difference between somebody that takes the microchip and someone that doesn't take the microchip. Someone that takes the microchip has what? Compromised their integrity. They let somebody penetrate them by putting that little chip inside their hand. Whereas a man of the Lord, guess what? We're not going to have to take that chip and compromise our integrity. All right? And Jeremiah is saying that the time is coming that what? He sees that a man is going to be like they having a child. You see a woman, when she has a child, when she gives those birthing pains, she's like, you son of a. She's doing all that type of stuff, man. Well, the times that's getting ready to come, men are gonna be doing the same thing, man. The same thing. So it says, where do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail? So Jeremiah is seeing that men are going to have their hands on their loins just like a woman. They're going to be, hey, man, these hard times is going to expose who's strong and who's weak, man. You know, we all for it, man, because we're going to find, as we read, we're going to come to find and realize that in order for us to be freed, we have to go through these birthing pains, man. All right, that's the only way we're going to get delivered out of here. It ain't going to be no easy walk in the park. All right, in order for us to be delivered, we got to go through these birthing pains, man. So get ready. All right, we here to tell you, man, before the famine of the word hits, before you don't see us out here on the streets no more, get yourself together. All right, take heed. Verse 6. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Woo, hey. You ever seen a grown man cry? Well, get ready. You're gonna see it, man. It's not a pretty sight to see a grown man cry for hunger. That's why some of these people out here gonna lose it. They gonna flip out, man. They gonna come in. It's gonna be a lawless society, man. When you have nothing to lose, that's when you at your most dangerous, man. You ain't got nothing to lose. All the police, there's no more police. You hungry. You see somebody with a nice car, they got food and everything. Guess what? You want that. You want what that person got. And that's the times we get ready to come into. Well, whatever you got, if somebody else want it, they gonna take it. And hey, ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it, man. Lawless times are coming, man. Who are you gonna call? 911? This number is no longer in service. You're going to be left to fend for yourself. So get ready. All right? And you ain't going to have to worry about, it ain't going to be just men. You're going to have to worry about wild beasts. Think about when there's nobody to till the ground anymore. There's no more garbage men coming. You got trash all out in front of your houses. That's going to attract what? Bears, coyotes, wolves, raccoons, possums. Everything is gonna be on the table, man. You ain't gonna have to worry about men. You gonna have to worry about wild animals too. Who's coming to collect the garbage? Nobody. So you got garbage piled out in front of your house. That's attracting wild animals. You women that got that time of the month and you don't have any, past to change yourself with, guess what? That's going to attract wild animals. It's getting ready to go down, man. And we here to tell you before it happens. Get yourself together. Get right. Repent. Turn from your wicked ways, man. Stop celebrating these holidays. Stop celebrating your birthday. Stop calling on Jesus. All right? He ain't going to deliver you, man. You're just going to be found out to be a what? A joke when you call on that name. And, hey, that coyote come up there. I done seen coyotes up and down here, man. There was bears once upon a time here too, man. So what you gonna do when you walk up to your car and there's a bear waiting on you, a black bear that's been following your scent because you haven't changed your flowers in days because you're on your time of the month, and the stores are closed, so you can't go there and get your toiletries to change down there anymore. So now you leaking. That's a scent trail for all type of wild animals, man. See what you gonna come to find or realize that having a woman is gonna be a liability in that day, man. Especially if she don't pay attention, if she don't listen, man. All right? So good times make what? Weak man. Hard times make what? Strong man. Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. It reads, "At last, for that day is great." Hey, the day is coming, man, and it's gonna be great. You think you went through slavery? You think that was something? You think the little bit of oppression that you got right now is something, but it's all gonna pale in comparison to what's coming. All right? Jeremiah 30 and 7 says what? At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. Ain't gonna be LA. You can't measure what's coming to nothing in history. This man is getting ready to come down with weapons that we can't even imagine. He got weapons that you can't even imagine. You think you got a little 9 or 45 or a Glock? This man got direct weapons that he could destroy towns with, man. This man got weapons that if he point at you, it could cause heart attacks, man. He has direct weapons. All right? And you think your little 45, your little 9 is gonna be able to do something against, man, get the hell out of here, man. This man can wipe out a whole town with a direct beam, man. Just look what he did to Black Wall Street when Jay thought they was building. Look what happened. They went and destroyed that place. They sent bombs on it, man. They destroyed it, man. You got to understand, Jake, this ain't your resting place. Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye, and depart, for this is not your rest. We didn't come here to the Americans to be, complacent and be chilled and kick back. No, we came here to do our time. Those of us that are called to wake up right before the end comes and to what? Repent and do what? Be delivered. When we get beamed up into the chariots, the so-called UFOs, then we get new bodies. Then we get taken back to our homeland, Jerusalem. Then we get rest. But until then, we ain't here to rest, Jake. This is not our resting place, okay? We weren't brought here to make it big. We weren't brought here to be somebody, man. We were brought here because we disobeyed the Father, and this is what he gave us for disobeying him. Having to eat our bread defiled among the Gentiles, man. All right? Look at the damn food we got to eat. We don't know what we eat. We got to constantly flip over, look at the back of the pack and see what it has in it. We got to pray over our food, man, because this shit'll kill us, man. High cholesterol, high. That's why our people our people is the leading people with diabetes, man. Diabetes wasn't prevalent back in the ancient days, man. Why? Because we had somewhat of a grasp on what we ate. But now look what we forced to eat our bread defiled among the Gentiles, man. Diabetes, cancer, all these things that come along with being in captivity, man. This ain't our resting place, man. Until we get the hell up out of here, we got to be on edge, man. All right? So hard times make strong men, and good times make what? Weak men. So Jeremiah 30:7 says, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who is he? The elect of Jacob. Okay? Just because you so-called black or so-called Latino or so-called Native American doesn't guarantee you a seat in the what? Chariots. You got to be the elect out of that nation. And that's why we out here doing the work, because we fighting for our seat, for our spot to be called when America gets destroyed, man. We're praying that we are that number. All right? So we're doing everything that's required of us to make our calling and election sure. All right? This is what we're doing out here, man. We're doing it. We're coming here to do the work to make our calling and election sure. All right? So it says, Jeremiah 30:7, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. The elect of Jacob. See, what's coming to the earth is going to affect all kindreds, all nations of the earth. But only Jacob is going to be given that mercy that's received from being a prince of the power. That's what Yasharallah means. He is the prince of the power. Who is the power? Yahweh. We're sons of the living God, man. He deals with us intimately, not any other nation. So when he brings wrath upon this whole earth, only Jacob, whose name is Israel, who changed his name to Israel when he wrestled with that angel, which Israel is Yasharallah, he is the prince of power. Only Jacob is going to be delivered out of Jacob's trouble. But it's coming to try the whole earth, make no mistake about it, man. The other nations, they don't have mercy and afforded the level of repentance as you do, Jake. So that's why when you see hundreds of people down there having a good time, not taking heed to the word, I be down there all the time preaching. You can't get one person to listen. Where Red Cross come and offer free smoke detectors and free entertainment for the children, and everybody and their mama come out, man. See, that's why you 2/3 Jakes. You just gonna have to get it. You just gonna have to find out the hard way, man. Okay, you just gonna have to find out about it the hard way. All right. So it says, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect of those people. Verse 8, for it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck. This is how we're going to get freed, man. This is how you're going to break the yoke of oppression off our neck. Get ready. Hard times is coming, but it's necessary in order for us to receive salvation. A lot of our people are going to fold. A lot of our people are going to take that microchip. Don't be surprised when your mom, your dad, your grandma, whoever takes it, man. It's all part of the course. Don't be surprised. Damn, they took it? Hey, they took it, man. And there's nothing you can do to save them. You're not Yahweh Shah. You can't save nobody. You just praying that yourself be saved, delivered. So when your family members take it, or somebody who you thought was down from day one take it, don't be surprised, man. Don't be surprised, all right? Like I told you, Jake like free things, man. They give you this microchip and tell you they're gonna give you free money. Hey, say no more. I'm there. I just paid $200 for a loaf of bread. I just paid $6,000 for rent. I need a little help. I'll take that microchip. You see? Don't be surprised, man. We're telling you now. All right? So when it happens, you won't be, oh man, why did you take it? I couldn't afford rent. I couldn't afford groceries. Prices are so high right now. The dollar ain't worth nothing. How else was I gonna feed my little, how else was I gonna feed my children? See, that's where faith comes in, man. If you ain't got faith, you ain't gonna make it. Okay? So it says, Jeremiah 38, for it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds. Okay, this is how we get free, man. Through Jacob's trouble comes our deliverance, predicated on when Yahweh comes with the host of heaven and the chariots, man. As it says in Luke 12 and 49, let's go there. This is Luke 12 and 49. This is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, speaking. He says, Luke 12 and 49. I am come to send fire on the earth. So when Yahweh Shai comes, he's coming with the chariots, man. So-called UFOs, and they're going to be beaming and zapping people. He says, I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I, if it be already kindled? So there's already going to be fires on earth. Wars is going to be happening. People are going to be in perplexity for things to come. And then Yahweh Shai comes with the chariots, and he's going to finish things off, man. All right? He's going to come to finish it off. When Yahweh Shai returns, it's going to be the icing on the cake. All right? He's going to come do what? Destroy everything, man. By the way of what? Chariots. Okay? The laser beams. Ezra saw it and wrote about it in 2nd Ezra 13. All right? He described the chariot as a huge mountain. All right? So just think, when you look up in the sky and you see this so-called UFO the size of a mountain and a so-called black man on top of it, zapping and hitting people with laser beams, man. It's gonna freak a lot of people out, man. Especially if you ain't one of the ones that get caught up into it. You see these churches, they tell you of a so-called rapture, which is going off, man. Who they call Jesus is not gonna come deliver his people, wait 7 years, come back now. It says in the Bible, he's only coming 2 times. He came once already, and this time when he comes, he's coming with fire, man. All right? Ain't no 3rd time, okay? You've been lied to, all right? So guess what? It's going to be fire already on the earth, and when he comes, it's just going to top it off, man. It's just going to top it off. So it says, Luke 12 and 49, I have come to send fire. This doesn't sound like the old image of who they tell you Jesus is, hunky-dory, galloping through fields with lambs there. No. See? That's why we're here to tear down those strongholds, man. And tell you his name is Yahweh Shai. And he's an austere man. He don't take shit, man. You think he gonna disrespect him and then he gonna come back and deliver everybody? Hey man, you gotta get your mind checked out, man. All right? He ain't coming to what? Deliver everybody, man. He's coming to send fire. He's gonna be zapping people, man. Read 2nd Ezra 13. He's gonna be turning people into powder. All right? So how's he coming to deliver everybody? That doesn't make sense, man. So it says Luke 12 and 49. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it be already kindled? It's going to be already chaos going on, man. Jacob's trouble. So have a good time while you can, man. Enjoy it. All right? Because when all hell breaks loose, it's going to be go time, man. It's going to be go time. When all hell breaks loose, it's going to show who the men of the Lord are, man. Who are the Lord dealing with directly. All right? It's going to be evident. All right? So let's go back to Jeremiah 30 and verse 8, because we got to get, in order for us to get free, we got to go through hard times. How else you want to go about doing it, man? See, the Lord is all about theatrics, man. It's gonna make for a great movie. The Israelites, they disobeyed the Lord. They was carted off into slavery. They served their bondage. Only a percentage of them woke up to salvation at the nick of time, right before the missiles came and destroyed the whole place that they were sent for disobeying because of all the iniquity. And the righteous were delivered up into the chariots, Isaiah 26 and 20, and changed and was transformed into what? Immortals. Then we're going to be truly delivered, truly saved. Because what? We'll never be able to die again. See, we've been reincarnated through different, captivities. Your spirit has been here before on the earth. Your body hasn't, but your spirit has. All right? Your spirit has been here many a times, man. That's why it says the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophets, man. You see us out here prophesying because that's what we did in the ancient times, man. Our spirits are here again today. You reprobates, you castaways, the ones that don't want to listen, you got the same spirits that were back then here today, man. The same ones that said, give us Barabbas. Those same spirits are here today. Look at the folly, man. Let's go for an airplane ride. You can't make this up, man. They giving free airplane rides, man. Helicopter rides. I wish I could put it on camera. They giving free helicopter rides, man. Good times make weak men. Free helicopter rides. Free paint, free face painting. Free bounce house for your children. Come on, man. Come on, Israel. You got to be smarter than that, man. If everyone just said no, they'll be perplexed. If everybody said, we don't want your free stuff, we don't want your free smoke detectors, we don't want your free entertainment, we don't want your free helicopters, they will scratch their head like, why? We did our research. We know you black people like free things. You see? Our people are predictable, man. All right? But that's what separates us, the elect of our people. Okay? There's something peculiar about the elect. The elect is separate. Okay? There's something about them that it has your average Edomite say to themselves, well, damn, I thought they would want something free. Nah, we good, man. We are already preparing ourselves for what's to come. We're in the house of mourning. When you mourning, man, you don't want to be out having no good time. Not to say that you can't, all right? Because it's all about balance, man. You got to have a balance in this walk. You got to have something that, keeps you level. Okay? But the thing that you're going to sell us for having a good time and coming to the community and giving us free smoke detectors and free entertainment and free this and free that, when out of the whole year, you don't do nothing else for the community, but this one time of the year, you want to come and give us something free. That raises up our antennas, man. Those of us of the elect. All right? We good, man. All right? We ready to see this place be destroyed. We're ready for hard times, man. Because as we read it in Jeremiah 38, through those hard times, the Most High is going to break that bond that yoke from off our necks, man. That's gonna be us being liberated. We've been waiting for this. The system crash, not going to work, being solely reliable on Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. We waiting for that, man. We waiting to see the miracles of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah work for the elect. F this system, man. Keep your free shit, man. We want this place to crash, man, so that we can see the power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah work for his elect. He can't show his power if this system is still up and running. So what is he gonna do? He's gonna destroy it, man. And make no mistake about it, he's gonna use this so-called white man, Esau Edom, to do it. All right? But it's all being orchestrated by Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. So when all hell breaks loose, that's our freedom, man. Those of us that are the elect. When what's getting ready to come on earth happens, that's just know, that's Yahweh breaking the yoke from off our neck and the bonds from off our hands, man. Saying, Jacob, your time is up. You getting ready to be delivered. We're getting ready to experience true freedom. But for some of our people, that's too much to think about. You mean I don't got to get up and go to work anymore? I don't got to pay bills no more? No, they don't want to think about that. They want to take that microchip and continue to be slaves, man. That's why that type of mentality got to go, man. You would rather still want to be here in Babylon under this hardcore bondage, but because you're not under physical yokes and physical chains of iron, but mental chains of iron, you would rather stay here in Babylon. Oh, I done made it. I done got me a business. I done got my LLC. I done started me this. I done started me that. I'm good now. See, that's why a 2/3 mindset like that got to be destroyed, man. Here it is, we telling you and preaching you freedom, man, of this wicked ass kingdom. Real food, real women that haven't been defiled, real children that listen and obey. Immortality, never getting sick again. No more diabetes, no more cancers. No more this, no more that. And you rather sit here in fucking Babylon and be a damn 2/3 Jake. Because you get free food and free victuals, man. That's why you got to go, man. You don't understand the bigger picture, man. If you understood the bigger picture, you'll get in line and get on board ASAP, man. We got true liberation on the line, man. From these damn wretched bodies, man, that break down day in and day out. These bodies are a telltale sign of our disobedience. When we're made perfect, we're not going to have the ailments of having these bodies, man. Getting fat, going bald, losing your teeth, getting old, getting grays in your hair. That ain't gonna be no more in the kingdom, man. It says in the kingdom, I'm roughly paraphrasing, but a child shall live to see 100 years. Okay? We're gonna be immortals, man. No limitations. Like that group, No Limit. We ain't gonna have no limitations, man. We can travel galaxies. We can go to the bottoms of the sea. There won't be no limits to what we can do, man. But see, Jake want to stay here in this damn trapped body, man. Subject to payments. Showing you that what? They in their current condition, they're not fit for the kingdom, man. All right? Which is why they got to be destroyed, man. Okay? Because they're not fit to be kings and rulers, man. So they're going to be destroyed. They'll be brought back into the kingdom through the loins of the elect. And they'll have to just come up from a child, all right? Because there's no such thing as hell where you burn forever, man. All right, you die, you go to the spiritual world, and then you get put back inside a body, man. Those that are burned here in Babylon of our people, They'll come back into the kingdom through the elect that made it. Okay? So it says Jeremiah 30:8. It says, for it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck and will burst thy bonds. So this is us getting free from this damn bodies, this damn place, man. Everything. That should get you in the spirit, man. That's the gospel. That's the good news we preach. It's almost over, man. No more cars polluting the damn atmosphere with this smoke. Hey man, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good times in the kingdom, man. No more having to worry about did this woman sleep with 5 or 6 or 100 other men. It's gonna be beautiful in the kingdom, man. Why? Because the law, statute, commandments are gonna be made mandatory. All right? We're going to be judges and rulers, man. So guess what? We're going to implement the law, statutes, and commandments. That's going to govern the kingdom. And for those that disobey, there's judgments that come along with it. All right? But Israel won't. All right? The law, statutes, commandments are going to govern the other nations. All right? Because why? Satan is still going to be loose in the kingdom. Not the physical counterpart Satan, but the spiritual demon Satan. Okay? He's still going to be loose in the kingdom, tempting these other nations. All right? So guess what? We're going to be there to put their ass in line, man. But before we get there, we got to be free from these bodies, man. We got to be liberated. All right? So let's go to 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha, which is in the 1611 King James Bible. Hey man, it's packed down there. You would never think that so many people in a small town would come out for something free. They don't come out for the word that's free, but for something free that they can use or for whatever else, they'll come out for that, man. 2nd Ezra 16:21. Let's read it. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 21. It reads, behold, victuals. What are victuals? Provisions, foods. What is food? Anything that's, any substance that's nourishing. So it says, behold, victuals shall be, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth. Right? This is what's making for what? Weak men. Cheap victuals. Free this, free that. This is what's making for what? Weak men to come. Why? Because the time that they should be building themselves up, they're being what? Made weak. Or being made what? Fattened to the slaughter by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah through what? His sword. The Edomites. Give them free this, give them free that. So victuals shall be so good, cheap. It says, upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Or Slakia, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. So they think it's all good now. Oh, we getting everything for free or cheap. There's no, those people on the corner, they loonies, they nut jobs, they crazy, man. Look at man, we doing good. We got free smoke detectors. We got a podcast show. We got a podcast. We got free we got merchandise. Victuals shall be so good, cheap. You can easily get on the internet, on YouTube for free and make a channel and turn it, monetize, and make money. Victual shall be so good cheap. It don't get no more cheaper than free. YouTube is free. But along with YouTube comes what? Comes the subtleness of this damn devil, man. He's monitoring everything through the analytics, through the views, through the people that subscribe to you, through the hours that they watch your videos, to the likes, to the dislikes. He knows everything, man. All right? He ain't giving you anything for free. Know that. As we're going to find out in the next part. 2 Ezra 16:21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon earth. Uh-oh. So how are we having good times, but it's still getting worse on earth? Because you're being lied to, you're being misled on purpose. They giving you the okie doke. They getting ready to give you this in order to remove it to take that. All right? Nothing, if they giving you something for free, that's because you the product, man. Remember that. If somebody's selling you something or giving you something for free, that's because you the product. All right? So it says, behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. What do we read in Jeremiah 30 and verse 7? Where do I see a man with his hands on his loins? Why? Because it's hard times, man. You're going to have people out here with the modern day sword, which is the firearm. You're going to have famines that's going to cause people to be hungry, which is going to cause them to want to, go and stick somebody up. You're going to have confusion. It's going to be chaos out here, man. And if Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai isn't dealing with you, you're going to be handed over to whatever judgment that comes by the way of that chaos. All right? So hide in that strong tower. Proverbs 18:10. Yahweh is that strong tower, man. You want to be in this truth to know what's coming, to get your mind right. See, the advantage that we have over the other people, we know what's coming. So in doing so, we can prepare ourselves accordingly. When you are already in that mindset of mourning, it don't take much for you to flip it on and keep it on when all hell breaks loose. But when you coming from a place of enjoyment and laughter and having a good time, that spirit of mirth, and you got to go to a mourning and a drop of a dime, you're going to freak out and lose it, man. See, it's going to happen like that, instantly. Blackouts, the market crash. Whatever it's going to use that they take to bring in this mark of the beast system, it's going to happen like that. It may happen overnight. It may happen while you at work somewhere. And they say for the most part, people on end may have 2, 3, maybe 4 days worth of food in their house. Then after that, it's every man for themselves, man. Every man for themselves. Good times make weak man. Hard times make strong man. We're going to get that Isaiah 13. Abba Rakasah, Father will. So it says, verse 22, 2 Ezra 16:22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. What's famine? A shortage of what? Food, water, whatever. It says, verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So here it is, you got food to eat, but somebody wants your food and they're gonna hit you with that iron and take it. It's gonna be a lawless society out here, man. a dog eat dog world. You got food, I want it, I'm gonna take it. It's just gonna be that easy, man. Because who you gonna call? The police is gonna be suspended or terminated. 911 ain't gonna be working no more. So then what? You gotta protect your own self. And if you ain't got Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai on your side, good luck. So it says 2 Ezra 16 and 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. That's hunger, man. It says it's better to die by the sword than by hunger. Because what? With the sword, it's an instant kill, man. With hunger, you gotta wait 3, 4, 5, 6, a couple of weeks to get, completely destroyed. But with the sword, which is the modern day firearm, somebody hit you with that iron, you out instantaneously. Now, if you're going through that famine, that hunger, you can go 2 weeks without eating. You can go a few days without drinking. So it's going to be almost better to get hit with that iron than to have to go through that famine. So it says 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. What else? It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. Ain't gonna be no cemeteries to bury people, man. You're gonna be having to walk over dead bodies, man, and it's gonna be a normal thing, man. Who gonna bury them? We gonna come to find out that ain't gonna be nobody here to till the earth. Ain't nobody coming to bury you in this time, man. So don't be surprised you walking down the streets and you gotta walk over 2 people. Oh, excuse me. Oh, why? They didn't either die from famine or from the sword, man, or from whatever else, man. And it's gonna be a reoccurring thing to the point where you're gonna get immune to it, man. The cemeteries are gonna be filled to the brim. And then after that, they're gonna say, we can't take no more dead bodies, man. So you're gonna be what? Left to what? Bury them in your backyard if you got a house, or if you got an apartment, you might have to just leave them in the kitchen or in the dining room. Or if not, you just gotta put them out on the street somewhere. Nobody's coming to till the earth. You won't have any more garbage man, no more police, no more ambulance. It's gonna be every man for themselves, man. And this is the environment that the elites want to bring in the microchip. It's called order out of chaos, Hegelian dialectic. They're gonna create the problem, wait for the reaction, and then come with the solution. All right? The problem they're gonna create is chaos. They're gonna wait for the people to react to that, and then they're gonna come in with a solution. That microchip. Well, you want something to eat, all you gotta do is stick out your hand and take this little microchip. We're gonna put you and your family into a nice house, or we're gonna give y'all some food for the next week or 2, and you just gotta take this microchip. And for some, that's gonna sound like somebody's being sent from heaven in a world full of chaos. But little do they know, it's been all orchestrated and planned from the beginning, man. See, that's the subtlety of this devil, man. He ain't gonna give you nothing free without requiring something in return, man. And if something is given to you for free, that's because why? You're usually the product, okay? And we here to tell you people, man, wake up while it's still time, man. Because, hey, you're not gonna always have this truth. You're not gonna always have this word, these servants to come out here, the prophets to tell you these things, man. We ain't gonna be out here in the middle of chaos, man. We're gonna be hid somewhere safe, wherever Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai decides to direct and guide us. But we know it ain't gonna be out here in the midst of these protests. You see protests going on. Last week was hands off day, where there were protests throughout the whole country, man. Predominantly of these damn Edomites. Oh no, we don't want to lose our federal, man. Hey, when people start to lose their 401ks, their pensions, and everything else that's pegged to the dollar, it's gonna be civil unrest, man. Get ready. We here to tell you, when we all for it, because we know in order for us to be delivered, we got to go through these hard times, man. We got to. So it says, 2 Ezra 16 and 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. What you gonna do, man? The spirit's already gone, man. Hey, the churches, they can't take your money no more. Because why? They ain't got nowhere to bury the bodies, man. See, these pastors and these preachers, you're gonna come to find out that they wasn't sent from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, man. They was here to fatten their pockets. And now that the cemeteries is no more space or room, and they can't take your money to give you comfortable words to bury your dead ones, they don't got no more use for you, man. So it says, 2 Ezra 16 and 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. Dung is shit. Okay, just gonna say it, man. Dung is feces, shit, doodle, whatever you want to call it. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted. Man, this place is gonna be. Hey, it was a song. It was a song back in the days, man. Well, not back in the days, but in the early 2000s, where Gucci Mane and Plies, that was called Wasted. Rockstar Wasted. This place is gonna be wasted, man. It's gonna look like somebody out here was partying. Trash all over the place. Cars everywhere. It's gonna look like somebody came through here and was partying, man. This place is gonna be wasted. Like I said, they had a song back in the days with Gucci Mane and Plies. Wasted. I'm so wasted. This place is gonna be wasted, man. It's gonna look like somebody. This place is presumably somewhat neat, but when all hell breaks loose, it's gonna look like somebody came. It's gonna look like somebody came through and partied through this place, man. Cars on the side of the road, trash all up inside down the highway. You're gonna have dead bodies. On that video on Wasted, you had people passed out on the pool, man. Well, you're gonna have dead bodies on the streets, man. It's gonna look like this place was wasted. Like a rock star party, man. But it's gonna be wasted because it's gonna be so much perplexity going on. All right? So it says 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. It's gonna be hard. All right, we're here to tell you, hard times are on the way. You may be having a rough time right now, or you may be having a rough day, but all that's gonna pale in comparison to the times that's coming, man. Compared to what you're going through right now, when Jacob's trouble hit, it's gonna make what you're going through right now look like a walk in the park. That's why good times make weak men. If you think you're going through it right now, wait till Jacob's trouble. Multiply that times about 100, and you may start to begin to see what's gonna happen. If you barely getting by and asking people for food, times 100, because the people you ask for food gonna be asking you for food. It's gonna be scarce out here, man. And unless you are a man of the Lord, an elect man, you ain't gonna make it, man. Speaking here primarily of Babylon, you ain't gonna make it. If you're not a man of the Lord, you ain't gonna make it out of America. You're gonna be destroyed by the way of what? Those ICBM missiles, those chariots, and whatever else judgment that the Lord has set aside for you. All right? So let's go there and read that in Isaiah 13. This is the book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13. And let's start at verse 12. This is Isaiah 13 and 12. It reads, Isaiah 13 and 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. So you have to ask yourself, what type of man is this that the Lord is going to make more precious than fine gold? Because fine gold is very rare. Fine gold, you can't buy that from your local jewelry or your local mall. Fine gold, you have to really know somebody to know somebody to know somebody to get that. But in this day, the Most High, Yahweh is his name, is going to make a man more precious than fine gold. It's going to be rare to find a man of the Lord in that day, man. Real rare. Unless the Lord has mercy on you, you ain't going to be able to find a man of the elect in that day when all hell breaks loose. You're going to be left out here to figure it out on your own. All right? And for a lot of people, that's going to be a hard way to find out. Okay? So Isaiah 13 and 11, so like Isaiah 13 and 12 says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. He's going to make a man, an elect man, more precious than fine gold. It says, a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. That's some very precious gold, man. See, a man of the Lord is going to have the answers, the solutions to what's going on. And not only that, he's going to have the proper name to call on. And not only that, he's going to be directly dealing with that man. All right? So just to find that man, consider yourself blessed. All right? We all had to find this truth, man. We all were once in the world. We all was doing things that, before we came into this truth, we are not doing. Whether it was sleeping with other men's wives or ladies or whatever, whether it was celebrating holidays, birthdays, whether it was eating all type of abominable foods, whether it was smoking or whatever, defiling our temple, we all came from one way or another, one walk of life, man. But what do? We made a choice. We decided that, hey, that ain't gonna get it done, man. We weighed the options. In the book of Luke, it says, count the cost. We said to ourselves, what's more important? Our current trajectory that we on right now, or doing what the word says? We counted the cost. We made the decision. This truth is more important. So we counted the cost. Hey, it entails a lot. You got to be willing to walk this life that we take on day in and day out, all the way into the end. The end of what? The end of your life here on this earth, or the end of the society, whichever one comes first. That's what it means to count the cost. We counted the cost, man. All right? For some people, Jake, they don't want to count the cost, man. And that's okay. Because it says, I would rather you be cold or hot than lukewarm. So if you're going to come into this truth and pussyfoot around it, then sometimes do it and sometimes don't. Yahweh Shah said, I would rather you be cold. Don't even come into the truth. Or hot. Come in on fire. But not lukewarm. Don't be trying to straddle the fence. Okay, I want 1 foot in the truth and 1 foot in the world, man. No. Because he says, I will spew you out my mouth, man. He don't want you thinking or questioning yourself, is this the answer? Is this the way to go? If you got to question yourself, just stay away from it, man. This ain't for you. So Yahweh Shah says, I would rather you be cold or hot and not lukewarm. If you lukewarm, he says he's going to spew you out of his mouth. So we got to come, if you counted the cost and you see whether or not you got what it takes to make it to the end, come in on fire, man. You might have to make a drastic change. It may be your birthday the next day, and you find out that that's against the rule, against the commandments, and you can't celebrate your birthday, man, because that's a form of idolatry. It may be Christmas next day, and we find out we ain't supposed to celebrate Christmas. Hey, I ain't gonna celebrate Christmas this time. Your family may look at you like, what? You done celebrated Christmas for these past 50 years. Now all of a sudden you don't, hey, count the cost, man. You're gonna lose family members, man. You're gonna lose friends. You're gonna lose people that thought were down with you from day one. They're gonna leave you. But we count the cost, man. For Yahweh Shai's sake, man. F everybody, man. Outside of this truth, because why? If you're gonna come to find out, you got brothers in this truth that's going in the same walk, that's going through the same walk as you, man. That's what give us comfort. That's what give us solace. And knowing that there's brothers that's out today prophesying and going through the same shit we going through, man. So we counted the cost. We ain't doing this by ourselves. Yahweh told Isaiah, I reserved a small remnant. So there's a small remnant of us that's out there doing this, man. And that's enough to keep us going until the end. Abarakasah, Father will. So you got to count the cost coming into this truth, all right? In order to be a man of the Lord. This ain't something that you just, do on the weekends. You got to live this. This got to be your new life right here. This ain't something you just do on the weekend, and then during the week, you be a wicked ass 2/3 J. No, man, you gotta do this day in and day out. And when you fall short, you gotta repent. Okay, it says a righteous man falls 7 times and gets back up, but a wicked man falls into mischief. All right, roughly paraphrasing. So this gotta be your life, man. You gotta eat, breathe, and live this, okay? Because it's gonna pay off in the end. Trust and believe it's gonna pay off in the end. All right? Count the cost. So it says Isaiah 13:12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. That's a man that gave up this whole world, man. For the what? For the sake of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He left the world behind. All right? It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So a man of the Lord is going to be very rare in that day. Coming across him ain't going to be by no sheer luck. It's going to be because the Lord directed you to that man. Okay, like I said, we all had to hear this truth. Okay? But it's what you do with it that entails what's going to happen next. Okay? Mark 4:24 says, take heed what you hear. Well, what measure you meet, it should be measured to you. And unto you that hear shall more be given. So what you do with it is going to determine what's the next course of actions. Do you receive another piece of information to the puzzle? Right? And we all had to come and learn under a man. Okay? We just pray that man was sent by Yahweh. As we read in Jeremiah 3:15, I will send you pastors according to my heart that will feed you with knowledge and understanding. So we all had to come up under a man to learn this truth, man. But then you take that, what you learn, and you go out and you make double that. You go out and you do the work. Okay? You learn, you go out and you do the work. Then you become precious in the sight of the Lord's eyes, more precious than fine gold. Hard times make strong men. Good times make weak men. All right? So it says, Isaiah 13:12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. 13, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. So when all hell breaks loose and the earth is shaken out of her place by the way of those thermonuclear missiles, and you're gonna be crying and praying and hoping that you don't got the names, forget about it. You ain't a man of the Lord, forget about it. You ain't gonna be beamed up into the chariots, into the so-called UFOs, man. That's why you're seeing an influx of sightings of UFOs. Because they getting ready to destroy this place, man, along with the missiles. America is through, man. All right? America is through. You can think that it's going to come back and be revived, and nah, it's through, man. They're getting ready to usher in this new system, this beast system. All right? So get yourselves right, get yourselves together while you still got time. Repent and turn back to Yahweh, man. So let's get one more, then we get ready to close out. Let's go to Luke 21. This is Luke 21, and we're going to start at verse 25. It says, this is Yahweh Shai speaking, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Luke 21 and 25. It reads, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth. It says, what else? Distress of nations. So you're going to see it, man. You're going to see people freaking out, man. When Yahweh Shai returns, you're going to see people freaking out. When you see those, when they see missiles coming, they're going to be freaking out. But a man of the Lord, hey, we know what time it is. We just got to pray that we be delivered. It says, what else? It says, and upon the earth, distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. 26, here it is. Luke 21 and 26. Men's hearts failing them from the fear. Just think, your heart is going to fail you from fearing what's to come. When you look up in that sky and you see a so-called black man on a chariot, you're going to think to yourself, what? Hey, and you ain't right, and you seeing people around you getting zapped left to right, it's going to put the fear of the Lord in you, man, as they say. So it says 26, man's hearts fell of them from fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in a cloud, which is that chariot, with power and great glory. Right. Yahweh Shai is coming in his true power, his glory, and immortal. All right, he's coming to conquer death for the Israelite man, the elect man on this side, but all Israel will be saved. Okay, but only on this side is going to be the elect. Okay, beginning with the 144,000, all right, which are men, and then the innumerable number, other men, women, and children. Okay, it says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Right, a lot of people walk by, they don't even take a look and look up in the sky to see if there's a chariot hovering over them. They're too busy and their phones. I gotta yell out. Get your head out your ass, man. Look up in the sky every now and then. You might see a chariot. Okay? So hard times make strong men, and good times make weak men. All right? That was the name of the lesson today. All right? And we're going to turn and face the east and give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Right? Shalom. Until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, I'll be rocking out. Right? Shalom.